Hey, it's Ash. I'm the vegan neuropsychologist, and today's video is about why I don't drink coffee or alcohol. And when people learn this about me, they often think it's out of purity reasons or maybe even health reasons, but that's actually not it. This all came about simply because of an experiment, and that's what this video is about, why experimentation is a good thing. So I used to have a pretty terrible coffee habit, and I also used to drink alcohol pretty regularly. And as I was a graduate student, actually right throughout my student life, I would drink multiple cups of coffee a day, like maybe 6 or 8 or even more cups of coffee. It was just a habit for me. And even after I completed all of my studies and submitted my thesis and graduated and entered the workforce, I was still drinking coffee like I was a student. And I remember one day talking to a friend and I mentioned my coffee habit and I said that I can't live without coffee. And I think I even made a joke about needing a caffeine IV to get me through the day. And it hit me what I had just said, and the rebellious part of me, that rebellious voice that we all have, thought, is it really true? Is it true that I can't live without coffee? And I wanted to test myself. It was really just a test of my willpower if I could get through a week without coffee. So I feel like I was smart about it because there was a long weekend coming up and I knew that caffeine withdrawals could last 48 to 72 hours. So Friday night, had a long day at work. That night, stopped drinking coffee. And Saturday and Sunday, yes, I went through some withdrawals. I had headaches. I made sure to stay hydrated. I had a few tummy issues as well, so I made sure I ate really healthy. I was already vegan by then anyway. And by Monday, which was a public holiday, I actually felt really good, and I felt like I could definitely get through the rest of the week on no coffee. I actually lasted for 10 days without caffeine. And then on day 11, it was again a really busy day at work. We had this planning day where we were all going to be running around a lot, and I thought that a cup of coffee might help my energy levels. Now, what I didn't realize was just how much my caffeine tolerance had decreased in the 10 days of abstinence. So on that 11th day, when I had a cup of coffee, it was just kind of like a nightmare. Like, I felt horrible. I felt like I was dying. I felt really buzzed and jittery, but not in a good way. Like, I felt like jumping out of my skin and climbing the walls, and I remember people asking what was wrong with me because I was just chattering non-stop, and I think probably my eyes were really wide open like I was stoned or high, I guess, which I was. So after that experience, which was after just one cup of coffee, I realized that it couldn't be healthy to be putting that into my body, especially as regularly and frequently as I had been. So after that day, I was put off a bit from drinking any caffeine at all. And that's pretty much where all of this started. 4 months later, I did a little test. Again, it had been a tough night, had a full day at work, needed the energy, so I decided to try a half coffee, half chocolate drink, and it was pretty much the same effect, even amplified more, if you could believe. So if the experience on day 11 hadn't taught me enough, I am a slow learner, so that second experience 4 months later, where I felt really terrible, really buzzed and jittery, it just cemented to me the effect that caffeine was having on me, and I had no inclination to ever go back to it. So the last time I had any sort of caffeine was in 2009. So it was October 2009. So it's nearly been 7 years since I stopped drinking coffee. And as for the alcohol, the last time I drank alcohol was on my birthday in 2012. So January 2012. So that's been almost 5 years. And with alcohol, a similar sort of thing. Like, I used to drink it socially, and it was one of those things I just thought I'd try it out and see how I felt without it. And it was one of those things where I didn't miss it as much as I thought I would. I could still go out and hang out with my friends and be able to drink a non-alcoholic drink and have a good time, have fun, spending time with them, not needing to go out for the sake of drinking. And the reason that I'm sharing this with you, and the reason that I'm doing this video in the first place, is to talk about this idea of experimentation to enhance our lives. And I know experimentation has got a bad rap because we hear the word experimentation and we think of teenagers who are rebelling and they're experimenting with drugs and alcohol. That's not what I'm talking about at all. I'm talking about really evaluating the habits and the actions that we do day to day or week to week, and really think about whether they are enhancing our lives or maybe they're holding us back. So for me, certainly from a health perspective, I didn't realize that caffeine was affecting my health in the way that it did until I eliminated it for a week or 10 days as it ended up being. Now, I haven't really tried reintroducing alcohol simply because I have no desire to. I'm not saying that I'm going to stay away from alcohol forever. It's just that at the moment, I don't really want to. If down the track I feel like I want to have a drink, have a glass of wine, and if it seems really appealing to me at that time, then I will do it. What I encourage you to do is to have a really good look at your habits and your daily actions and think about if there's something that needs to change. Maybe something you need to do less of, like watching TV, or maybe something you need to do more of, like eating more fruits and vegetables. And just test it out. Just go for a trial run. 1 week, 2 weeks, maybe a month, just try it. And then if at the end of that time you feel inclined to reintroduce the habit back into your life, then go for it. But you'll have the mental space and you'll have the clarity to really see the impact that habit, that old habit, has on your life. Sometimes we don't realize the effect that things are having on us until we have some time away from it. And keep me posted on how you go. Leave me a comment down below and tell me, what is the habit that you're going to change and how did it go for you? 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month, just give it a test run and you'll be surprised. You might find that you're able to make permanent habit changes simply by taking it for a test run. So thanks so much for watching this video. Remember to subscribe if you want to learn more about mental health, personal development, and I talk about veganism and parenting as well. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you in the next video.